Hey everyone, Rise here from SC2GG.com, and another commentary coming your way. Today's match is on Loki II, and it's between Hogil and Hero. So, Hero in the Protoss, red at the 2 o'clock position right there, you see. And he's playing against Hogil. There's Hero right there. Hello Hero, how are you? He's busy, he can't talk. And there is Hogil, our teal Zerg friend, and he's in the 8 o'clock position. We'll call it 8 o'clock. And again, playing on Loki II, so this is a 1 versus 1 map where each player knows the other player's location, similar to Blue Storm, but very dissimilar to Blue Storm in the fact that Loki II has a protected expansion, as well as a bunch of other expansions, and it's more of a traditional map layout versus something like Blue Storm. Anyway, here we see a quick pylon going outside the base for Hero already, so he's obviously looking to do a fast expansion. He's going to scout out Hogil first, though, to see where he's going. If Hogil goes a quick pool, he'll have to get a forge down before he gets his Nexus, but if Hogil goes hatchery first, he could probably risk the Nexus before cannons. He may still decide to get the forge first for safety reasons, and that's probably advisable anyway. So here he's going to see nothing. He's going to get blocked by that drone, so he's not going to have any information. So he's going to be forced to go forge at least 1 cannon and then his Nexus. Maybe 2 cannons, depending on how he feels, I guess. And so Hogil doing a pretty good job of denying information, although he's going spawning pool anyway, so the fact remains that he's not really denying any useful information, because basically Hero has to prepare for the worst, and so this is what he's doing. He's just going to prepare for what might be a pool build versus a economy build. So again, the pool going down for Hogil, it looked like he was sending a drone out to consider expanding. It doesn't look like he's going to now. 2 probes out now to force their way in there. So now he's going to get the scout out on that pool, and he's going to realize that he was right in going that forge, and probably getting a couple cannons down before then. And we see Hogil now getting that expansion, and Hogil is going to probably pop out some lings to deal with this and head over to Hero's base to do some harassment. And the 2 probe harass is actually very annoying, because there's a better chance that they can destroy the drones that they're attacking versus a single probe. At the same time, you kind of lose that 1 probe on economy, which, believe it or not, matters a little bit. So those Zerglings gonna head straight over while leaving 1 out to chase that probe down. A drone heading out with those Zerglings to do a 2nd expansion, it looks like. So Hogil now getting a 2nd cannon, but he got the other Nexus first. So not too far behind there, not too far behind the ideal economic build of a double Nexus after a pylon. So it's all good for Hero right now, and Hogil gonna just have to deal with this probe in his base. But again, Hogil fairly well prepared by going a double expansion himself. A 3 hatch build. He's going to be able to pump economy to keep up with whatever Hero throws at him early on anyway. Of course, late game always switches, but for now he'll be okay. And still trying to hunt down that probe. That's a pretty effective probe scout, not doing a bad job of eluding 6 lings. It's not always an easy task to do, because basically lings are as quick until they get speed when they're quicker, and so they can easily outmaneuver, well, not outmaneuver, but with 6 of them they can outmaneuver a probe. So anyway, we see that a drone doing something, I'm not sure what. It looks like he's heading over to his 1st expansion instead of the 2nd one. I don't know why he was out there in the first place. Maybe just rallied or something silly. But that probe gonna obviously know about that other expansion. On its last legs, another couple hits by a couple Zerglings, and he's all done. But actually, this is one of those times where it would be a good idea for him to block the rep. And a 2nd probe coming in now to continue the scout, I guess. And now both being chased down, so micro intense for both players. A 4th hatchery going down now for Hogil. So Hogil looks like he may be going heavy economy or heavy simple units, depending on like heavy Zergling build. And then we see a Stargate going down for Hero, so he's doing a bit of a Bisu build actually. The traditional quick expansion followed by Corsair Harass, and then into whatever. Lair now going down for Hogil, so Hero seeing that of course, and continuing with the fresh scout to continue to get information. And his other scout, I don't know if his other scout made it out the door or not, but he got far enough to know what's going on. And Hydraless Den going down, so we're going to see lurkers, it seems, unless Hogil's just putting that down until he can hopefully get that scout killed. If he can get that scout killed, he can actually switch to a Spire and cancel that Hydraless Den without losing any minerals, but he's going to definitely have to go into that Hydraless Den at this point, although he could still hide a Spire. But he has to go the Den anyway because he knows of the Corsairs, so he wouldn't do that, now that I think of that. But in another match, maybe that would have been a good idea, not this one. So, that probe getting a ton of information right now, and a Corsair on the way for Hero, who's going to do some Overlord hunting as well as scouting with that once that probe finally gets killed, which doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. He's doing a really good job of keeping that alive, actually, and finding out a lot of information pretty late into the game for what a probe scout will do. I mean, we're probably 5 or 6 minutes into the game at this point, and that thing's still pumping, that thing's still going. And so now we see the Citadel of Adun is already down, and Templar Archives is going down for Hero. So Hero probably going to go, I'm going to say DTs at this point because he's got Corsairs. That's not guaranteed though. He could of course just go regular Templar, and that would also be very effective. Both are effective against Zerg, that's for sure. And then we see the Corsair doing some harassment, but there's a Hydra there to chase him off. So Hero's not going to be doing too much harassment in base, although that's not true. He'll be doing a lot of harassment. He won't really be doing any effective harassment. It'll be more of a scout slash harassment more than anything. And those Lings trying to get in and try to get a little bit of a scout in now because he can't really see anything. Second Corsair out, going to do a much better job of a harassment at this point, but still may not take that out with those Hydras there. And no, he's not going to be able to take that out. He's going to have to retreat for now, find another Overlord, or try to run around those Hydras in such a way that they do not hit the Corsairs, and he can still get to the Overlords. And there we see another expansion going down for Hero as he continues his harass on those Overlords, which he is not being too successful in. It looks like there's a sunken under all those Overlords and not a spore colony. I did not see an Overlord, an evolution chamber. And there we see a Templar, a regular Templar, out for Hero. So it looks like he's actually going to go the Psy Storm route. It looks like that's a good idea, considering he's up against 4 Hatch Hydras right now, which is a very good tactic against Protoss, especially a Protoss that exercises the Bisu build. The Bisu build is, in my opinion, a very strong build with only a couple weaknesses besides the obvious micro-macro issue. There's, of course, the issue in the fact that Hydras do a really good job of getting past it, because early on they can bust through that